Most people live their lives on autopilot, chasing comfort, avoiding struggle, and waiting for success to somehow fall into their laps. But not us. The GrimFace movement isn't for the weak. It isn't for those looking for handouts, excuses, or shortcuts. It's for those who refuse to be average. It's for the ones willing to burn the old version of themselves to the ground and rebuild from nothing. It's for the ones who welcome pain, who thrive under pressure, who understand that success isn't given, it's taken. This 10-lesson blueprint is your initiation. Each lesson is a weapon designed to rewire your mind, destroy your limits, and forge you into something unstoppable. But understand this: knowledge alone won't save you. Most people will read this, feel inspired, and do nothing. They will stay exactly where they are, weak, distracted, and lost. You won't. Because if you have the will to execute these lessons, if you have the guts to walk this path, then you will rise. You will break every barrier. You will take what's yours. This is your moment. The weak will hesitate. The strong will step forward. Welcome to the GrimFace Movement. Lesson 1. Burn the old you to the ground. There comes a time in every person's life when they realize they are their own greatest enemy. Look at yourself. Look at your habits. Look at the way you've been living. Do you see it? The routine, the comfort, the hesitation, the patterns that have kept you stuck in the same place, repeating the same cycle, expecting something to change. But nothing has changed, has it? That's because success demands something most people are unwilling to do. Kill the old version of themselves. Not tame it. Not fix it. Destroy it. Burn it to the ground so something new, something stronger, can rise from the ashes. Step 1. Confront the lie you've been living. Most people won't change because they are too attached to their story. The story they tell themselves about why they can't break free. I wasn't born into wealth. I don't have the right connections. I don't have time. Excuses, lies, chains you have willingly wrapped around your own potential. Today, you break those chains. Today, you look at yourself in the mirror and tell the truth. You are not a victim. You are not stuck. You are choosing this life every single day by the habits you refuse to change. Step 2. Cut what's holding you back. You can't move forward while dragging dead weight. Toxic people, cut them off. If they don't push you to be better, they're pulling you down. Time-wasting habits, eliminate them. If it doesn't serve your future, it has no place in your present. Weak thinking, rewire your mind. If you don't believe you can evolve, you never will. Billionaires don't cling to what's comfortable. They ruthlessly eliminate anything that slows them down. That's the difference between them and everyone else. They sacrifice who they were to become who they need to be. Step 3. Rebuild from nothing. Once the old version of you is gone, what remains? A blank slate. That's the terrifying part. But it's also the most powerful moment of your life. You get to rebuild yourself, not based on past failures, but on the future you are going to create. Want to be powerful? Start acting powerful. Want to be wealthy? Start thinking like someone who deserves wealth. Want to be unstoppable? Prove it. Every single day. This is how you implement lesson 1 into your life. You make the decision that the old you is dead, and you never look back. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They will nod their heads, feel inspired, and go right back to their old patterns. Not you. If you truly want this, if you truly want to rise above the mediocrity that has trapped the masses, you will take action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, because the life you want, it's waiting, but it will never belong to the old you. So burn the past, step into your future, and don't stop until the world knows your name. Lesson 2. Become your own biggest fan. The world won't believe in you until you do. Look around. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to push you, support you, or hand you the life you want. The world doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care how hard you work. It doesn't care how much potential you have. It only cares about one thing: results. And results don't come to the hesitant. They don't come to the doubtful. They come to those who walk into the fire with unshakable belief that they will win. The question is, do you believe in yourself? Because if you don't, you've already lost. Step 1. Kill self-doubt before it kills you. Self-doubt is the silent assassin of potential. It creeps in when you're alone. It whispers in your ear when you're about to take a risk. It makes you hesitate when you should act. And hesitation is the first step toward failure. You have a business idea? You second guess it. You see an opportunity? You think you're not ready? You want to take a leap? You wait for permission that will never come. And while you hesitate, someone else, someone with half your talent, but twice your belief, is already executing. Doubt is a disease. And the cure? Action. Act before the fear catches up. Move before your mind talks you out of it. Decide that you are worthy, and then prove it through your actions. Step 2. Make confidence a habit. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. You don't need validation. The people who wait for the world to approve of them end up watching from the sidelines while the bold take over. Here's how you implement this today. Speak differently. Stop saying "I think" and start saying "I know." Stop saying "I hope" and start saying "I will." Move differently. Walk like you belong at the table. Act like you own the room. Even if you don't feel it yet. Fake it until you make it. Think differently. Every billionaire you admire was once just a person who chose to believe in themselves before anyone else did. You have that same choice. Step 3. Stop seeking validation. If you need the approval of others, you're already their slave. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for support. Most people won't believe in you until after you succeed. That's just how the world works. But here's the secret. You don't need them to believe. Your confidence must come from within. You have to decide right now that you will win. Not because someone told you that you can. Not because the world made it easy. But because you refuse to accept any other outcome. This lesson is simple. If you don't back yourself, who will? If you don't bet on yourself, why should anyone else? Most people spend their whole lives doubting themselves into failure. You're done with that. You're stepping into a new mindset. A mindset where you are your own greatest supporter, your own biggest fan. Because once you believe with absolute certainty that you are capable of greatness, the world has no choice but to step aside and watch you take it. So the question is, do you believe? Because if you do, the game changes. And if you don't, you have no future worth fighting for. Lesson 3. Welcome hardships. Pain is the price of greatness. Most people pray for an easy life. They want wealth without struggle, success without sacrifice, power without pain. But let me tell you the truth. The world does not reward the weak. It does not hand out victory to those who run from pain. Billionaires, the strongest, most powerful people on this planet, they aren't afraid of hardship. They crave it because they know that every setback, every obstacle, and every moment of suffering is forging them into something unstoppable. The question is, when the fire comes, will you run or will you walk into it? Step 1. Rewire your relationship with pain. Hardship is not your enemy. Pain is not your punishment. It is your training ground. Most people break under pressure because they fear difficulty. But the ultra-successful, they embrace it. They know that struggle is the currency of success. The weak cry when life gets hard. The strong adapt. The weak avoid discomfort. The strong seek it out. The weak see failure as defeat. The strong see it as a lesson. You will never reach your full potential until you stop avoiding pain and start using it. Step 2. Stop waiting for the easy way. There is no shortcut, no hack, no cheat code. If you are looking for an easier way, you have already lost. The road to success is supposed to be brutal. It's supposed to test you. It's supposed to break the weak, so only the strongest survive. The difference between those who make it and those who don't. The weak give up when it gets tough. The strong push through the pain and keep going. If you're struggling right now, if life is punching you in the face, good. That means you're in the middle of your transformation. Don't stop now. Step 3. Train yourself to thrive under pressure. Most people crack under stress. You won't. Because you will train yourself to operate at your highest level even when everything is against you. Here's how you implement this today. Do something uncomfortable every single day. Whether it's waking up earlier, working harder, or confronting your fears, train yourself to love discomfort. When things get hard, lean in. Stop looking for a way out. Find a way through. Make pressure your fuel. When you fail, smile. Because failure means you're growing. Failure means you're learning. And if you're learning, you're winning. Final warning. This is where most people quit. They see obstacles and fold. They feel pressure and run. And that's why they never rise above mediocrity. But you're not most people. You will face every challenge with a warrior's mindset. You will embrace pain, adapt to pressure, and refuse to break. Because the bigger the struggle, the bigger the reward. Welcome hardship. Invite the storm, and watch as the world bends to your will. Lesson 4. Become addicted to progress. The finish line is a myth. Focus on the process. Most people fail because they dream about success, but refuse to do the work. They start with excitement, fueled by motivation, but the moment they don't see instant results, they quit. That's why they never win. Because success isn't about giant leaps. It isn't about sudden breakthroughs. It's about relentless forward motion. Billionaires, the ultra-successful, they don't wait for motivation. They train themselves to crave progress. Even when it's slow, even when it's invisible, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because they know that every small step stacks up. The question is, can you commit to the process when the results aren't immediate? Step 1. Break your addiction to instant gratification. Society has trained people to expect everything now. You want to get rich? You look for a shortcut. You want to build a business? You expect success overnight. You want to be great? You think a few days of effort should be enough. And when it doesn't happen instantly, you quit. That's why most people will never succeed. Because success isn't an event. It's a process. And those who win learn to love that process. Step 2. Make progress your drug. Stop obsessing over the finish line. Obsess over progress. The most successful people in the world fall in love with improvement. Even if it's just 1% better every day. Because here's the secret. Small wins stack up. The person who saves $10 a day becomes wealthy. The person who reads 10 pages a day becomes a genius. The person who works out for 20 minutes a day becomes unstoppable. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to do something every day. And before you know it, you'll be standing in a reality most people will never reach. Step 3. Implement the system. Never stop moving. You want to put this lesson into action? Here's how. Set a goal so small you can't fail. Then do it. Track your progress. Every single day. Not to compare, but to prove to yourself that you're moving forward. Never break the streak. No matter how tired, no matter how busy, no matter how unmotivated, do something. Even if it's small. Even if it's just one step forward. Because the moment you stop, you reset the clock. And the moment you stop, you become like everyone else. Waiting, hoping, dreaming, but never acting. Success is a long game. Most people don't have the patience. They start, they stop, they restart, and wonder why they never get anywhere. You will keep moving. Every single day. You will train yourself to crave progress, no matter how slow. Because the more you build, the more unstoppable you become. And once you're addicted to progress, once you refuse to stop, success is inevitable. Lesson 5. Always be learning. The second you think you know everything, you've already lost. Most people plateau because they stop growing. They reach a certain level of success, a little bit of comfort, and they get lazy. They stop reading. They stop learning. They assume they figured it all out. And that's the moment they start falling behind. Billionaires, the ultra-successful, they never let their ego convince them that they've arrived. They are students for life. They know that the world is evolving, knowledge is expanding, and the second they stop learning, they become irrelevant. The question is, will you stay ahead, or will you become another person left behind? Step 1. Kill your ego. The biggest barrier to learning? Pride. Most people are too arrogant to admit they don't know everything. They reject feedback. They ignore new ideas. They assume they've mastered their craft. And while they sit in their false confidence, someone else is surpassing them. Here's the truth. The richest people in the world still read daily. The greatest athletes still train like they're at the bottom. The smartest minds seek out people even smarter than them. If you want to grow, you must destroy the illusion that you've arrived. Step 2. Become obsessed with learning. You don't get ahead by knowing more than everyone else. You get ahead by learning faster than everyone else. The most successful people in the world treat learning like a competitive advantage. Here's how you implement this today. Read every single day. Books, articles, case studies. Consume knowledge like your life depends on it. Surround yourself with people smarter than you. Stop being the smartest person in the room. Find rooms that challenge you. Question everything. Every belief, every assumption, every strategy. Stay curious. Because the second you stop learning, you start decaying. Step 3. Seek out growth, not comfort. Most people only learn when they're forced to. They read when their life is falling apart. They seek advice when they're desperate. They finally invest in themselves after years of failure. By then it's too late. You will train yourself to learn proactively. You will seek out new knowledge before you need it. You will hunt for wisdom like it's the most valuable currency on earth. Because guess what? It is. Most people don't learn because learning requires humility. It requires admitting that you don't know it all. That's why they stay stuck. But you will stay sharp, stay hungry, and never let your ego block your growth. Because the second you stop learning, you've already started losing. Lesson 6. Give and you shall receive. The secret to limitless wealth is not taking, it's giving. Most people have it backwards. They chase success by asking, how much can I get? How much money can I make? How many deals can I close? How much can I take from others? But billionaires, The ultra-successful, they don't focus on what they can take. They focus on what they can give. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't flow to those who are the most selfish. It flows to those who provide massive value. The question is, are you a taker or are you a creator? Step 1. Stop thinking like the average person. Most people have a scarcity mindset. They believe there's only so much money, so much success, so much opportunity to go around. That's why they hoard resources. That's why they protect their knowledge. That's why they see others as competition instead of allies. And that's why they stay broke. Because the ultra-wealthy don't think like that. They know that the more value they create, the more wealth naturally comes to them. They don't fight over crumbs. They bake the whole damn pie. They don't hoard information. They teach and multiply their influence. They don't fear competition. They create such massive impact that competition becomes irrelevant. Step 2. Provide so much value that money becomes a byproduct. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody cares about you. People care about what you can do for them. If you want to be rich, if you want to be powerful, become the person who solves problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the paycheck. The more lives you impact, the more doors open. The more you give, the more the world gives back to you. This is how billionaires play the game. They don't chase money. They create so much value that money chases them. Step 3. Shift from taker to giver. Starting now. If you want to implement this today, here's what you do. Ask yourself, how can I provide more value today than I did yesterday? Look at your business, your job, your relationships. How can you give more? Stop worrying about immediate returns. Give so much value that people can't ignore you. Because when you give with no expectation, the universe rewards you in ways you can't even imagine. Most people stay stuck in survival mode because they only focus on what they can take. That's why they never grow. But you will shift your mindset today. You will become a giver, a creator, a force that brings so much value into the world that wealth is the only possible outcome. Because the biggest secret of success? You don't chase wealth. You create it. And wealth flows to those who give first. Lesson 7. Purpose in the process. If you can't find meaning in the grind, you'll never reach the goal. Most people burn out. They start with energy, motivation, and big dreams. But when success doesn't come fast enough, when the work feels repetitive, when the grind starts feeling pointless, they quit. Because they never understood the truth. Success isn't about hype. It's about endurance. And the only way to endure, find purpose in the process. Billionaires, the ultra-successful, they don't just work hard. They connect every action, no matter how small, to their ultimate vision. They know that every email, every meeting, every boring repetition is a brick in the empire they're building. The question is, will you fall in love with the process, or will you become another casualty of impatience? Step 1. Reframe the grind. Most people see the day-to-day work as meaningless. The hours spent perfecting a skill feels like a waste. The small, tedious tasks feels pointless. The grind feels like suffering. That's why they quit. But the ultra-successful don't see it that way. They know that every rep, every lesson, every tiny action is stacking up. Every call you make today might lead to $1 million deal next year. Every book you read today might spark the idea that changes your future. Every sacrifice you make today is creating the life you'll live tomorrow. The work isn't pointless. The work is the path. Step 2. Attach meaning to every action. Here's how you implement this today. Shift your mindset. Instead of seeing small tasks as chores, see them as essential steps toward your future success. Find the purpose behind every action. That long meeting? It's training you for high-level decision-making. That extra hour at the gym? It's keeping your mind sharp for the battles ahead. That grind you hate? It's separating you from the weak. Remind yourself daily. Every action is either bringing you closer to your vision or pulling you away from it. Step 3. Stay consistent, even when it feels pointless. Most people quit when they don't see instant results. They stop working out because they don't see the six-pack. They stop investing because they don't see big returns. They stop grinding because the rewards aren't immediate. And that's why they stay average. Because the ones who win, they keep showing up, even when they don't feel like it, even when the results aren't visible yet, even when it's hard, boring, or exhausting. They trust the process and stay the course. If you only work hard when you feel motivated, you'll fail. If you only stay disciplined when it's exciting, you'll fail. The ones who make it to the top, they find meaning in the grind. So the question is, will you push through even when the results aren't immediate? Because if you can't handle the process, you'll never deserve the prize. Lesson 8. Momentum is everything. If you stop, you reset. Keep moving forward at all costs. Most people never succeed because they start, stop, and start again. They work hard for a few weeks, then slow down when they don't see results. They grind when they feel inspired, then take breaks when they get bored or discouraged. And every time they stop, they aren't just pausing. They're resetting their progress. That's why billionaires, the ultra-successful, they never stop moving. Because they understand one thing that the masses never grasp. Momentum is the secret weapon of the elite. The question is, are you willing to keep pushing forward, no matter what? Step 1. Stop the cycle of start and stop. Look at your own life. How many times have you started something, only to let it fade away? The gym membership that lasted 2 months. The business idea you got excited about but never executed. The new habit you built for a week before slipping back into old patterns. That's why you're not where you want to be. Because every time you stop, you kill your own momentum. And restarting takes 10 times the effort of just staying in motion. Step 2. Make consistency non-negotiable. Momentum is like pushing a heavy boulder. At first, it takes everything you've got just to get it moving. But once it's rolling, it moves faster and faster with less effort. This is why the successful obsess over consistency. They don't take long breaks. They don't lose focus. They don't let emotions dictate their effort. They keep moving every single day. Here's how you implement this today. Do something every day that moves you forward. No matter how small, no matter how hard it is. Eliminate excuses. Stop telling yourself you'll make up for it later. There is no later. There is only now. Commit to momentum like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Step 3. Never break the streak. If you want to master momentum, follow one rule. Never miss twice. Miss a workout? Fine. Don't miss the next one. Lose a day of productivity? It happens. But show up the next day. Have a setback. Get back on track immediately. The most dangerous thing you can do is tell yourself, I'll start again next week. Because next week turns into next month. And next month turns into never. Success isn't about going hard for a few weeks and then taking time off. It's about staying in motion, every single day. Most people let distractions, doubt, or comfort pull them off course. You won't. Because once you understand this rule, once you commit to never breaking momentum, success isn't a question of if, but when. So keep pushing, keep moving. Because the second you stop, you start over. Lesson 9. Laser focus. If you chase too many goals, you'll catch none. Most people fail, not because they don't work hard, but because they work on too many things at once. They spread themselves thin, trying to do everything. They chase multiple opportunities, thinking more is better. They start a dozen projects, but finish none. And in the end, they go nowhere. Billionaires, the ultra-successful, they don't do more. They do less, but they do it with ruthless intensity. They lock onto one major goal and attack it relentlessly until it's done. The question is, do you have the discipline to cut distractions and focus on what truly matters? Step 1. Stop dividing your energy. Most people fail because they spread themselves too thin. They start a business while still chasing 5 side hustles. They want to master one skill, but keep dabbling in others. They keep switching strategies every time they see a new opportunity. And because their focus is divided, they never gain enough momentum to break through. But the elite, they understand a brutal truth. Every goal you add weakens the ones that truly matter. Step 2. Identify your one big goal. If you want to implement this today, ask yourself, what is the one thing, if accomplished, would make the biggest impact on my future? Not 5 things, not 3 things. 1. Then, ruthlessly cut anything that doesn't move you toward that goal. If a task doesn't serve your mission, eliminate it. If a distraction pulls you away, destroy it. If an opportunity doesn't align, reject it, no matter how tempting. Because the more focused you are, the faster you reach your target. Step 3. Attack with relentless precision. Once you've locked onto your goal, nothing else matters. Here's how you execute. Block out all distractions. No unnecessary meetings. No scrolling. No time-wasting nonsense. Work in deep, uninterrupted focus. Turn off notifications. Lock yourself in. Create a battlefield where only progress happens. Measure progress daily. What gets tracked, gets done. Set clear milestones and hit them. No excuses. The world rewards those who cut the noise and execute with ruthless focus. Most people will read this and continue chasing everything. They will keep trying to do too much at once, and they will stay stuck. But you will choose discipline over distraction. You will lock in on your most important goal. You will attack it with laser precision until it's achieved. Because in the end, success doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters most with ruthless intensity. Lesson 10. Small moves, big wins. Massive success comes from tiny, relentless actions. Most people freeze when faced with big goals. They dream of building an empire, but the first step feels overwhelming. They want financial freedom, but they don't know where to start. They want to transform their life, but the gap between where they are and where they want to be seems impossible to cross. So they do nothing. They procrastinate. They overthink. They hesitate. And while they wait for the perfect moment, someone else, someone who started small but never stopped moving, is already winning. Billionaires, the ultra-successful, they don't wait. They break big goals into small, simple, undeniable actions. They shrink progress down to a level so easy that failure becomes impossible. And they execute every single day. The question is, will you take the first step, or will you stand still and watch others pass you? Step 1. Destroy the illusion of big leaps. Most people believe success happens in one giant moment. The perfect business idea that makes millions overnight. The one viral video that skyrockets them to fame. The instant body transformation from a few workouts. But that's a lie. Success is never a single, massive event. It is 1,000 small actions, compounded over time. Billionaires, they don't wait for massive breakthroughs. They don't look for shortcuts. They focus on the next small, guaranteed move. Step 2. Make progress so small it's impossible to fail. If your next step feels too big, you'll hesitate. The secret: make it so small that you can't possibly fail. Instead of trying to build a business overnight, start with a single sale. Instead of trying to get rich fast, invest a small amount consistently. Instead of waiting to feel motivated to work out, just do 10 push-ups today. Small wins create momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief creates unstoppable action. Step 3. Commit to progress. Every single day. Here's how you implement this today. Stop overthinking. The perfect plan means nothing without execution. Make your next move small enough that it's impossible to ignore. Track progress. Seeing progress, even tiny progress, keeps you in motion. And most importantly, never stop. 1 inch forward is still progress. One small action every day compounds into a reality most people will never experience. Most people will stay stuck because they keep waiting for the right time. The right time never comes. The winners, they move now. They take small steps. They keep stacking wins. And before the world even notices, they've already built something unstoppable. So stop hesitating. Stop waiting. Because the people who make small moves today, they are the ones who dominate tomorrow. If you've made it this far, you're not like the rest. Most people hear the truth, feel the fire, and then go right back to their comfortable, predictable lives. But not you. You're still here because something inside you refuses to stay average, because you know you were meant for more. To those of you who have been with us from the start, you are the foundation of the GrimFace Movement. You've proven that you're willing to do what others won't. You understand that power, wealth, and mastery don't come from wishful thinking. They come from action. And to those of you who are new here, this is your moment of decision. Will you keep watching from the sidelines, or will you step into the fire and forge yourself into something unstoppable? If you're ready to break limits, rewrite your future, and master the game of life, subscribe now. Hit the follow button. Join the movement. Surround yourself with those who refuse to be weak. Because in the end, there are only 2 types of people in this world: the ones who watch others win, and the ones who make it happen. Which one will you be? Welcome to GrimFace. Now go, take what's yours.